Marma points, an important aspect of both Ayurvedic and yogic science that is often forgotten and not included in either of these two practices by a lot of modern practitioners. So I feel it's very important that we talk about these, because these are fundamental, and without incorporating and integrating these, we are missing the point literally to a lot of these yogic poses, for example. So Marma points are vital energy points, or sort of energetic junctions in the body. They're considered to be intersections of the body's vital energy channels, what we call nadis in the yogic beliefs. And they are the physical location where life force energy, or prana, accumulate. The primary aim of working with the Marma points is to promote the flow of prana, life force energy, and to remove any blockages or imbalances in the energy channels in the body. We can stimulate the Marma points through touch, massage, or even with herbs. It's believed that we can influence the flow of prana, release tension, and restore balance in the body with Marma points. So, Marma points are an integral part of Ayurveda and yoga. In Ayurveda, the Marma points are considered vital energy points that are located throughout the body. They're believed to be the intersections where muscles, veins, ligaments, bones, and joints meet, and thus where prana, or life force energy, is concentrated. So really, this goes back 5,000 years, and it's crucial and fundamental to our understanding of even the chakras, that we understand these Marma points. So usually the Marma points are at what they call like the bundles of nerves, or the kind of concentration pathways of communication and energy flow. Some are located near major organs, nerve endings, or subtle energy channels, and they can influence our physical, mental, and emotional states. There are similarities between the Marma points and acupuncture points in Chinese medicine. While acupuncture focuses on specific points along the meridians, the Marma points in Ayurveda have a sort of broader significance, and they're seen more as gateways. Some yoga practitioners use the Marma points during their yoga practice. You can call that Marma therapy, or even Marma massage. There are 107 Marma points in the body. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some are more sensitive, some are less sensitive. And the 108th point is the mind itself. So Marma therapy is a holistic healing technique that can help relieve pain, release blocked energy, improve circulation, enhance the functioning of specific organs, and balance our doshas. So here I just wanted to show you, first to the left, you see the acupressure points in the face. And then on the right, you see the Marma points in the face. So acupressure points are distributed throughout the body, and Marma points are located where joints, ligaments, muscles, and organs connect. So we can stimulate Marma points using gentle touch, massage, or even yoga poses. And here is another image of the Marma points, so that you can see sort of more or less they are in quite similar positions to the acupressure points, but there are some key differences as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the chakras. So as you know, the chakras are these sort of gateways, or pools of life force energy in the body. When the chakras are open and balanced, energy flows freely, and we have an overall well-being and healthy system. If we have imbalances or blockages in our chakras, we can get physical, mental, or emotional, or even spiritual disturbances. So Marma points and chakras are both related to energy and healing, but they are different. Marma points are more concerned with physical and an energetic anatomy, while chakras are more focused on the subtle energy. In some healing practices, Marma therapy can be can indirectly influence the chakras as we work on the energy channels, but it is important to understand that the Marma points and chakras are different in different traditions, and there are some schools where they have 9 chakras, some where they have 5, but they tend to have the main 3. And if you look here to the right, I'll point them out. So the third eye, the heart, and the gut. They're also known as the Tao Tien points. So these tend to always be the same. But sometimes there are 7, sometimes 9, sometimes 12. So that can be quite different. But with the Marma points, you can see here on the right side of the slide that the Marma points correspond pretty neatly to the chakras as well. These are the main ones along the spine. So, want to talk a little bit about the nadis as well, because as you can see here on these 2 illustrations, you can see the chakras are the places where the nadis cross. And as I've shown you 2 different images here. So to the left, it's going in the helix through each chakra, and on the right, it's meeting only through the masculine energy chakras. So depending a little bit, but anyway, so on this the different schools. So nadis are these gateways between the chakras. They're the channels or the subtle pathways through which prana flow throughout our bodies. Nadi is a term from Sanskrit that means flow or motion or current. So the nadis are really networks of energy channels. There are thousands of nadis, 72,000 to be precise, but the most important are the ones that you can see here illustrated. So the Sushumna, the Ida, and the Pingala. So the Sushumna is the main column that goes down, and the Sushumna Nadi is on the right side, and the Pingala Nadi is on the left side. So Sushumna Nadi goes along the spine in the center. It's the primary pathway, and it's the real connection there between each chakra up and down. Now the Ida and Pingala are secondary nadis. Ida is associated with the lunar feminine energy, and Pingala is associated with the solar or masculine energy. And they wrap like a helix and intersect along the Sushumna Nadi, the main one. So as we work with these energies, we can also then focus a little bit on, noticing which side is more open, or which side is more closed, which side is more, so generally, for example, when we need to be more in our masculine energy, we want to have our Pingala more open, and when we are working more with our feminine energy, or when we want to relax in the evening, we want to work more with our Ida, the feminine side. That's all I have to say about this slide, really. So here are again the Marma points so that you can compare them and consider the similarities. Okay, I don't know what happened just then. Here we go. So nadis are a network of energy. And as you can see on the picture here now to the left, there's a lot of them. But for simplicity, let's just look at the picture to the right. It is really important to understand this not in a mental way, but rather to sort of practice and come to know it through a embodied sense. We're going to do the Nadi Shodhana practice in the next presentation. So that will give you a real experience of working with the nadis and Marma points. So talking a little bit more about the Marma points, 12 of these points are said to be of vital importance. As you remember, there are 108 in total. So 12 are the most important, and then 96 are supporting of those 12. And those 12 vital centers are situated between the perineum and the crown of the head. And they do include those 7 chakras. So these other 96 are peripheral. 32 govern the nerves and soft tissues, and 64 affect the blood and the blood vessels. So these 96 are linked to the 8 nadis, which move prana through the peripheral areas before coming back into the central channel. So I'm going to explain to you now these 8 main nadis. So you have 2 channels that go from the eyes to the corresponding big toes. You have 2 that go from your ears to the corresponding big toes. You have 1 that goes from the throat to the head of your genitals. And you have 1 channel from the neck to your anus. Then you have 1 belt channel that circles around your abdomen from left to right, and 1 from right to left. When good activity is activated, when everything's flowing in the body, these 8 channels are clear and unobstructed, and the energy flows through them unhinged. And then the energy then comes back into the central column and the Shushumna Nadi. When we work with these Marma points, we can enhance all the functions performed by the nadis. Simultaneously, if we do an incorrect activation, we can actually harm them. So as an example, the marmas in the wrists, ankles, and neck govern the tendons and connective tissues throughout the whole body, and are therefore responsible for our overall flexibility. If we do not correctly activate these marmas, we can cause injury in other joints and tissues. It is therefore important that we get to know ourselves and our Marma points, so that we can have the appropriate use of them when we work with yoga, for example, or massage, so that we can increase circulation, space, and support for the joints. When we start reading the natural pattern of the body through the lens of the marmas, the energy pathways are easy to feel, and the energy flow is able to be mastered by us. When we start to learn the 108 marmas and we put them into the practice when we do yoga, we get incredible benefits. We get our kriyas, our bandhas, our pranayamas, and our mudras to work much, much better. So this is sort of the piece of the puzzle that completes the full experience. So marmas don't only help with the physiological function, but they also work over the pranic forces, or the energy body. Once the chakras are open, the prana flows. We want to get the prana into the rest of our body as well, and this is really where the Marma points come in. So I suggest that you from here go into the Nadi Shodhana and try that practice for some real hands-on experience of using the Marma points to up-level your yoga experience.